Good morning, this is another update from Force 13 on Hurricane Harvey as it continues to move towards the coast of the US. At 6 AM Central Daylight Time, the Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter aircraft had flown through the storm again and found maximum sustained winds of 110 miles per hour, which is a strong Category 2 on the verge of a Category 3. The estimated minimum central pressure is 952 millibars. It's at 26.3 north, 95.7 west. As you can see on the graphic here, the warnings that are in effect right now and its projected track over the next few days, and how it's expected to stall substantially over the next 5 days or even more. And also you can see the rainfall chart on the right hand side showing how more than 20 inches of rain is likely to fall over vast swathes of the coast of Texas. A storm surge warning is in effect for Port Mansfield to High Island, a storm surge watch for south of Port Mansfield to the mouth of the Rio Grande, a hurricane warning for Port Mansfield to Sargent, Texas, a tropical storm warning for north of Sargent to High Island, and south of Port Mansfield to the mouth of the Rio Grande. A hurricane watch is in effect for that same area, south of Port Mansfield to the mouth of the Rio Grande. A tropical storm watch is in effect for south of the mouth of the Rio Grande to Boca de Raton, Mexico, which is just south of the border. A hurricane warning means that hurricane conditions are expected in the next 12 to 24 hours, and it may well be a Category 3 landfall that we're looking at here, which is a very serious situation. In terms of rainfall, we're expected to see total rain accumulations of 15 to 25 inches and isolated maximum amounts of 35 inches over the middle and upper Texas coast between now and next Wednesday. 35 inches, by the way, is just short of 3 feet of rain. Storm surge in some areas, in particular Padre Island to Sargent, is expected to reach between 6 and 12 feet if it occurs at the time of high tide. Various other amounts of storm surge is likely across the rest of the coast of Texas, and obviously it's going to be a particularly dangerous situation in coastal areas, something which we weren't expecting as much as we are now. Of course, we thought that rainfall would be the primary threat, but now we potentially have 3 primary threats right here, with not only the rainfall but the strong winds and the storm surge. And don't forget, tornadoes are possible as well when the storm does make landfall, and of course there'll be high surf, so no one should be anywhere near the beach. Now let's try and get some imagery of what's going on. Here is a loop, a very recent loop of 1-minute imagery from the GOES 16 satellite. Unfortunately we can't see it too well there, but you can see the eye beginning to develop, or continuing to develop, as it slowly moves towards the northwest. Let's see if we can get some perspective here. Here's another view, a view that I'm not quite used to actually. The green areas there and the blues showing where the center of the storm is. And you can just about make out the white outline of the Texas coast as it gets extremely close to landfall. Something that may help us a little bit more is this, the radar imagery right now. This is recent, and it reminds me very much of a similar position to Hurricane Brett of '99, and continuing to move towards the northwest will probably make landfall further north than Brett did, but it could well be of a similar intensity. You can see rainfall moving across the shore now, but the main part of the storm is still yet to arrive, and that will happen in the next few hours. And here's another view of what the storm's been looking like in the past few hours on the infrared radar satellite. The visible satellite pictures will be coming in a few hours, and the next update, whoever's doing that, will tell you more about what we're seeing on the visible imagery. But as you can see, the eye is very present, and the cloud tops around the eye have become quite substantial in these last few hours. And regardless of whether the eye develops properly or not, it's going to be a very serious landfall of possibly major hurricane proportions, with winds of 115 miles an hour or more, and higher gusts. Gusts could approach Category 5 intensity even, but those are just the gusts. Obviously anyone who's under a mandatory evacuation should be out long before now, because the storm is going to impact the area today and tonight we expect it will make landfall, but looking at it, it may well be sooner than that. Tropical storm conditions are expected to reach the area in a few hours' time. It shouldn't take too long until we see tropical storm conditions occurring. So again, a brief update just to reiterate what is going on right now. Still a very serious situation and not getting any better. Hurricane Harvey right now at 6 AM Central Daylight Time, another update coming up shortly, has winds of 110 miles an hour and a pressure of 952 millibars. They may upgrade it at the next advisory. It's really on the cusp of becoming a major hurricane, and that's exactly what's expected from now until landfall. The National Hurricane Center think that the storm will reach winds of 120 miles an hour until landfall, and then move inland and still be a hurricane 12 hours after landfall. Can you believe that? And then it will only weaken slowly, they anticipate, for the next 12 hours to 70 miles per hour by Sunday, I think it is, Sunday morning. And then into Monday it will weaken much more quickly now and emerge just about as a tropical storm off the coast, and then potentially move back inland again in the Galveston-Houston area. That's all for now. We hope to bring you some more updates at 3 and 6 PM UTC on the Central Daylight Time clock. That would correspond to, I believe, 10 and 1 PM, 10 AM and 1 PM. And we will run live coverage beginning at around 4 PM Central Daylight Time of the latest developments, and we will be able to run for around 4 hours. That's all for now, and stay safe out there. We'll have more later.